Today I'm going to take you through a full body workout that will increase your flexibility and core strength, improve your balance, build muscular strength and endurance, and enhance your aerobic fitness. We're going to be using a few different pieces of equipment today: the foam roller, resistance band, the Bosu, the stability ball, and some dumbbells. So let's get started. So we'll begin by using the foam roller to reduce muscle tension and increase the muscle tissue temperature. So it's a warm-up before the warm-up. And we'll start by opening up the hips and the quadriceps. They tend to be a common area of tension. So you place the roller directly in front of your knees with your forearms on the mat and lift up your feet. Use your upper body to push back so that roller ends up under your hips. Pull forward so it's right in front of your knees. And you want to go at a nice slow pace because this is going to help to open up these muscles, rather like deep tissue massage. It just breaks up adhesions in the muscle tissue that can cause tension or pull your body out of its proper alignment. So you want to do this for about a minute if you can. That's really the recommended amount of time to gain the benefits. The next one we'll do is the hip itself. Place the left knee on the roller and start with the roller underneath your right hip. And then you're going to turn a little bit towards the left. Pull forward so that roller is about halfway between your hip bone and your knee, and push back. Same thing, try to do about a minute. I'm going a little bit faster because I want to get through the whole workout. So when you've completed 1 minute on this side, repeat on the opposite side. So place the roller under your hips, right knee on top, turn to the right a little bit, pull forwards, push back. Pull forwards, push back. So once you've completed 1 minute of both sides of your hips, we'll move into the back roll. This is one of my favorites. I love the way this makes me feel. I'm going to place the roller in your mid-back, come forwards a little bit, lift up your hips, and use your lower body to push your weight back and then pull yourself forwards so that roller is just below your neck. So push back under the shoulder blades, between the shoulder blades and the mid-back, pull forwards. And I like to raise my arms up in the air because it helps me wiggle around a little bit and I can get in all those tight areas around my shoulder blades. So that's the back roll. So now we're going to do a few little exercises to help with your core, specifically your abs and your glutes. So the first one is an extension to ab crunch. So place the roller towards the mid-back again so that you can stretch over it and then lift up through the abdominals. Just place your fingertips gently behind your head, even behind your ears if you like. And as you come up, try to pull the belly button in towards your spine so you're tilting your pelvis a little bit. And we want to perform 15 of these, nice and slow, so we're just activating the abdominal muscles. As you can see, I exhale as I come up. It gets all the air out of my diaphragm so I can get a nice deep contraction in my abs as I come up into that crunch position or flex position. 3 more. Last one. Good job. Now we're going to use the roller to lift and return the hips back to the mat. And this recruits your glutes, your quads, and a little bit of your core again. So place the roller underneath your shoulder blades, rest your head in your hands, don't want any tension in the neck. Push straight up, tighten the glutes, slowly sink back down, push up again. So try to keep your knees directly above your ankles. You don't want to be falling back this way too much. By keeping forward, you're going to really feel the quads and the glutes contract as you lift your hips towards the ceiling. And again, we're trying to go 15 repetitions, up and down. Just a couple more. Last one. Good job. Okay, last one of the three. You turn over. You'll be on your knees and toes with your heels up. And then I'd like you to place the roller under your forearms, but towards the front, towards your wrists, or even on your wrists. And we're gonna push the roller out and let the hips go forwards too, and then pull back in. But I'd like you to try to focus on pulling your abs in rather than pushing your hips back. So push out a little ways, pull in a little ways. Push out, pull in. And then you're really gonna feel that in your abdominal muscles. And this one, we're shooting again for 15. If you need to take a break, that's okay. You can just do a little mini child's pose right there. Come back and continue. So that concludes the warm-up with the foam roller. So now we're going to perform a warm-up using the stability ball. We're going to start with neck extensions to flexions. So lift your chin up to the ceiling, back to the center, down to the floor. I'm going to do that 8 times. We're going to go all the way to the right, the center, left, and the center 8 times. Now we're going to warm up the shoulders, rolling up, back and down. We're going to do 10 of these. Keep the arms relaxed. Keep rolling up, back and down with the shoulders. 7, 8, 9, 10, and then reverse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now we're going to do backward arm circles. You're going to reach forwards a little bit, cross your arms, and then raise them up over your head. Opening up the chest and the shoulders, feeling the lower back muscles warm up a little bit. We're just going to get a little blood flow in your spine. Nourish and flex the spine, just like when we do an exercise called the cat-cow. So it just helps the blood flow, get to the working muscles, lubricate the joints and the discs in your back. Do one more, and that's 10. Good job. Now we're going to do these little marches with hugs or arm crosses. So you can hug or just cross your arms. But you're trying to balance, activating your abs a little bit, lifting up the knees, alternating sides, and then crossing your arms in and out at the same time. So you're warming up your chest and shoulders again, but now you're activating your abs, warming up your hips, getting the whole body warmed up. So generally 10 on each leg. I'm going to do 4 more on each side. Last one. Good. And then we're going to just finish with some torso stretches. So push your hips over to the right, raise your right arm up and feel that stretch in your right side. And then you're going to switch sides. So 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3. And see if you can't get to 8 on each side. You see I'm pushing the ball over to the side because it increases the stretch in my torso. Last one. Great job. So you should be feeling a bit more warmed up and ready for the workout. So the first exercise we're going to do is using the Bosu and dumbbells. We're going to perform an incline dumbbell skull crusher for the triceps and then superset or go immediately into a pec fly for the chest. So we'll use the same weights for both. It makes it a little bit easier to flow between exercises. So the first thing I'd like you to do is come forward so that your head and shoulders are on the ball. You can even rest your head on the Bosu. So that's a pretty good position right there. So I'm on a bit of an incline, so I'm isolating when I get to the pec fly, I'll isolate more of the upper chest. But you're going to start with the tricep skull crusher. So bring your arms back till they're vertical, or even just back a little behind vertical. Try to bend your elbows to 90 degrees and then push straight up. And at the same time, be focusing on not moving your arms forwards. Keep the upper arm from the shoulder to the elbow as still as possible. Come down at 90 degrees either side of your temples with the dumbbells, push straight up. So I'd like you to try to find a weight that makes it hard to perform more than 12 repetitions, because you're going to need heavy enough weight for this next exercise, because these are a little bit bigger muscles, the pec flies. So palms facing you, elbows slightly bent, still on that incline. So you're going to line your hands up with your upper chest, open up like a big set of doors, feel that stretch, and then push your elbows up towards the ceiling, bringing the dumbbells together right above your upper chest. And this one you're trying to perform 12 to 15 repetitions if you can, with the same weights as you perform those skull crushers. So once you've performed the skull crushers and then the flies, the next one is the chest press, and we're going to do that in a decline position. So how we're going to do that is we're going to shift back a little bit on the Bosu, and then you're going to lift your hips up. So now you're activating your glutes at the same time as you're working your chest. You're going to bring your elbows out so your forearms are vertical and your arms are bent at the elbows at 90 degrees. And then you're going to push up and together, like the triangle position. This is the base of the triangle, this is the tip. Come down, push up. Come down, push up. So with this heavier weight, I'm using heavier weight because it's not just the chest and the shoulders that are doing the work, the triceps are also helping you. So we call this a compound exercise. So typically we can go a little bit heavier weight. And you're going to try to perform 12 to 15 repetitions of these. And then when you're done, gently set the dumbbells towards your chest before you set them down. It's safer for your shoulders. The next two, you're going to sit on top of the Bosu towards the front, and you're going to pick up the same weights as you used for the tricep extensions and the pec flies. And you're going to lean back a little bit so you feel your abs kind of grab. And then in this lean back position, I want you to bring the knuckle of the thumb up towards the shoulders and then back down until your arms are almost straight again. So now you're working your bicep muscles. And I'm doing it in what's called a hammer position. So it's a little different feel than the underhand. But it's easier to do because of the size of the dumbbells. You avoid hitting your hips with them if you've got them in this hammer position. So at the same time as you're working your biceps and you're trying to get 12 to 15 of these, you're also going to be feeling your abs engage. So once you've completed 12 to 15, then move forwards a little bit more. Fold your hands in front, or even put your hands on your thighs. This will give you a little bit more stability. And I want you to roll back until you feel your abs grab again. I'm going to go a little bit higher on the Bosu. There you go. So now I feel like I've got support for my lower back. So I'm going to lean back as far as I can, and then I'm going to roll up. Whew, really feel that here. I'm going to hold it for a couple of seconds, come back, reach up again. Whew. And you see that trembling, it means that I'm super isolating my core muscles. Keeping the chin tucked in, not letting the head go back. If you're feeling any tension in your neck, you might want to make a fist and push your chin down on it. That helps to activate your neck flexors. It helps to strengthen and support your neck. Whew. So this one you're just going to do as long as you can. So maybe 8, 10 reps, nice and slow. And then I want you to go back to the beginning and repeat that circuit, starting with the skull crushers. So now we're going to perform another circuit, starting on our knees using the Bosu. Place your knees together with your left hand on the center of the Bosu for support. Push your hips back a little bit, but keep your belly button tucked in. So you're activating your abs and protecting your lower back. And then you're gonna take a dumbbell, row, and then release. Almost set it to the floor, but not quite. You wanna keep the tension in the muscles even on the return. So you're gonna try to perform 12 to 15 reps, pulling back, trying to avoid using your neck, keeping your chin tucked under a little bit, and your head and your neck neutral, so not up. So 12 to 15, switch sides, right hand on the Bosu now, knees together, pull, release, pull, release, pull, release. We're gonna do 12 to 15 of those. So next we're gonna do a plank on the Bosu, so forearms on the Bosu, and you're gonna lift up onto your toes, push your hips forwards, try to hold it, count 1, 2, 3, 4, and see if you can get at least 20 seconds. I wanna aim for even longer if you can, maybe try for 30. And then when you can do 30, try for 35, and then 35, try for 40. So that's the plank. Just try not to drop your hips down, keep the belly button drawn in. So when you're done with that, gently set your knees on the mat. Now you're gonna pull the Bosu towards you and place it under your hips. So you want your weight back towards your heels a little bit, and you're gonna have your heels off the floor and your weight on your toes. And then you're gonna start with your palms down and your elbows back a little ways. Chin tucked under, pinch the shoulder blades together, gently drop the palms down towards the floor. You can even touch the floor with your fingertips, up and down, up. And this just works the back of your shoulders. This is a really good one for improving your posture in your upper back. And I'd like you to perform between 12 and 18 reps. I like to do a little higher reps when it's a single joint movement like this. It's a little easier on the joints when you go lighter with higher reps. So 12 to 18 of those. The next one, you're gonna stand up, squat down and pick this Bosu up. So you're gonna hold it upside down with your knees slightly bent and your glutes tight, and then push over the crown of your head. So push back a little bit and come towards the front. Push up and back, come towards the front. Try to get 12 to 15 repetitions. The whole time keeping your knees slightly bent so you don't hyperextend your lower back. Push, come back. Push, come back. Now set the Bosu down on the mat. Pick up the band. We're going to use the band to perform a lat pull down. So the closer your hands are together, the more tension you'll have, but it also depends on what tension band that you're using. So I'm going to do the lat pull down on the floor here. So you see I'm pulling the band down towards the top of my chest, keeping the forearms from rolling too far forward. So lifting the chest up and then returning the hands up over the head again. So I'm going to have you try to accomplish this while you're standing on the Bosu. So pull and release. And you may only get a few reps before you lose your balance, and that's okay. You've got to start somewhere. So just do what you can. You're trying to get between 15 and 20 repetitions. So if you maybe get 7 or 8 here and then have to step back and continue, that's okay. So that's the lat pull down standing on the Bosu. And then you're going to come back onto the Bosu if you can. And you can do this with body weight or dumbbells. I'm going to show you with dumbbells because I'm show off and I want to give you somewhere to aim for. So on top of the Bosu, stand up tall, sit into it. You don't have to go super low. It's just how low you can go without losing your center and your balance. So squat down, come up, and slow and steady. Woo! Slow and steady is the name of the game here. So you don't have to perform a lot of repetitions. It's just basically for time. So if you're thinking about going nice and slow, it might take you a good 30 to 40 seconds to complete 8 to 10 reps, and that's okay because it's keeping the tension on your muscles and it's actually reducing tension on the joints because you're doing less repetitions. So that's the last one of the 5, and then Catch your breath and start over again, starting with that bent over or kneeling dumbbell row. So we're going to finish the workout with a combination of cardio and balance and abdominal exercises. So I'd like you to start on top of the Bosu, and I want you to step to the right, back to the middle, step to the left, back to the middle. Right, middle, left, middle. You don't have to go super fast. Going too fast will make you fall off the Bosu. So we want to go nice and slow, and you're still going to feel your heart rate elevate. And I'd like you to try to do 10 steps on each leg. Woo. So I'm going a bit faster now because I'm getting my sea legs under me. Okay, we'll do 2 more on each leg. Good. Then we're going to go down onto our forearms and do alternating knee tucks. 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3. Try to get 10 on each side of that exercise, and then back up onto the Bosu. Now it's going to be a little bit more challenging. We're going to go front and back, front and back, front, back, front, back, front, back, front, back, woo, front, back, front, back, front. And you're trying to do 10 on each leg on this one too. And then I'm going to have you flip the Bosu upside down, and we're going to finish with a high plank position. So you can put your hands on the outside. Sometimes it can be a little uncomfortable on the wrists if your palms are flat, so you can rotate out a little bit. Walk back into the high plank position. Try to hold your belly button in. Lift your hip. Alternate sides. 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, 5, 5, 6, all the way to 10. 10 on each leg. Okay, last one. Finish with a challenge, finish strong. So on top of the Bosu, we did sideways and forwards. We're going to do backwards too, but we're going to combine the 3. So we're going to go front, front, side, side, back, back, side, side. Leading with the right. Front, side, rear, and side. And front, side, rear, woo, and side again. So see if you can do that 5 times and then switch so that you're leading with the left leg. Front, side, back, and side. And front, side, rear, and side. And 5 reps of those 2, or 5 circuits. Great job. All you got to do now is just stretch and you are done.